Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the webinar. This is your presenter from, so I can see 94 participants currently in this meeting and all are, so if you guys can hear me, please give me confirmation in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. So if you can hear me guys, I need confirmation in the chat box, please. Okay, thank you so much for that confirmation. So let me quickly introduce you about this webinar. So as I can see, the participants are same from Thane school, right? SMV school, if I'm not wrong. Any other participant from any other school, please put me in the chat box. Okay, so thank you so much for that confirmation, guys. So here we are going to discuss about artificial intelligence, machine learning. We will discuss what is AI, what is machine learning. Some of the participants, if I can see that they're still joining, but let's just continue. So I'm going to share my screen now. And I hope all of you can see my screen. Please give me confirmation, guys, if you can see my presentation. Okay, thank you for that. So this webinar is a kind of demo session for all of you, which we have arranged to create an awareness as well as also to give you an idea that how this training will be planned for all of you, those who register for the program. So before we discuss about that, let's start discussing about, so AI, artificial intelligence, is one of the most trending and booming technology now. The agenda for this webinar is we are going to talk about introduction to AI. We will talk about types of AI. Then we will see what are the use cases of AI. We will start a comparison between three very contrasting terminologies: AI, machine learning, and deep learning. Then, to achieve the state of AI, what all you have to do and which programming language is preferred. We will talk about that Python. We will talk about the Python libraries which you're going to use, which are mostly used to create your machine learning models. And those libraries which we are going to discuss here is NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. So this is the agenda for this. So I hope let's get started. It is being recorded, so you don't need to do anything. Don't worry. The session is already being recorded over the cloud. So if you register for the training and if you need this recording, this will be shared to you. Don't worry about that. So let's quickly talk about what is AI. So before we discuss about AI, let me tell you guys that this concept is not new. Okay. The only thing is we are talking about this concept nowadays so much because of the advancement of technology and also because of the advancement of computers. Long back, there were no resources like these advanced computers. So people used to do research using newspapers, reading articles. Okay. They had no proper resource to explore the things. So that long that time, it was not that much popular. But with the change of time, with the change of technology, now the number of users of internet, the number of users of technology has gradually increased, which has led to the development of more and more data. Okay, now since data is being generated at such a high speed, so what to do with the data? So scientists and researchers, that is why nowadays are talking about AI. So using those data, we can do automation. We can instruct the machines to do some specific task. We can guide the machines to do some set of instructions, or we can create an automatic machine. So that is why nowadays we are talking about AI so much. Okay, and it is one of the trending technology. So how this came into existence? So long back in 1956, John McCarthy, professor, he coined this terminology AI. So long back it was thought that computers will never match the power of human brain. But now this is not the case. Now, although we human beings design the machine, but machines work faster, more accurate and precise than our brains. So long back in past, we had no computational power, advanced computational power, and there was not so much amount of data. But now you will be shocked to know a statistics which I have written here that 90% of the world data which has been generated came in last 2-3 years only. So imagine the speed at which the data is being generated. So what to do with this data? So using this data, we are training our machines. We are preparing our machines, preparing the models, which are called the concept of AI under the concept of machine learning. And very soon you will see that AI is less artificial and more intelligent. So when I say artificial intelligence means an intelligence created by the human beings. It is an artificial, right? When I say natural intelligence, that we human beings are natural intelligence. So we have a God-gifted brain, which we can learn from the environment, from the experience. But the mind which is created by human being in the machines will be doing only the specific task for which you have programmed that particular machine. That is why the machines are called to have artificial intelligence. Now let's talk that what actually is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is the simulation. So if I simply say it's a simulation of human intelligence which are done by the machines but programmed by us. So it's like mimicking the human behavior. So when machines try to mimic the human behavior, then that is called artificial intelligence. And to mimic the human behavior, they need to learn how to do that. And we teach them, just like we teach the small kids at home. Whatever we teach the kids, they start copying us. Similarly, whatever you teach to machine, the machine will do it for you. Now, how we achieve the state of AI is actually done by machine learning and deep learning. So machine learning and deep learning are the ways through which you achieve the artificial intelligence. So whenever you are talking about artificial intelligence, you will be talking about machine learning and deep learning. So let's talk about the types of artificial intelligence. So basically we have two types of artificial intelligence. One is called narrow artificial intelligence and one is called wide artificial intelligence. Now what is narrow? When I say narrow, it does not mean that machine is inefficient of doing something only to a limited. No. Narrow means the machines are designed and trained for set of tasks only. Most of the gadgets which you are using, which are an automated gadgets like Alexa, Siri, Google Home, these all are examples of narrow AI. It is also referred as weak AI, but that does not mean that it is inefficient of doing something. Weak it is called because it is only programmed for a set of instructions. For example, you cannot start Alexa by saying, "Hey Google." If you want to initiate Alexa, you have to say, "Hey Alexa," or you have to use Alexa keyword. Similarly, you can't initiate your Google by saying Alexa. You have to say Google. Just like Siri, you can't say, "Hey Google" on iPhone to respond. You need to say Siri to get it respond back. So they are actually responding to limited keywords, and that is why they're an example of narrow AI. So most of the products, most of the experiment are actually an example of narrow AI. Wide AI is still into research and it will take time to achieve the state of wide AI. And the only reason behind that is humans are testing it to an extent where they want to get assured that machine will be no longer a threat to human life if it is working on wide AI. Because what happens in wide AI is, even if machine is not programmed for that particular task, and if you ask it to do that, it will do that. So whatever you see that hypothetical robots in movies like Transformers, Terminators, they are actually examples of wide AI, which is not a real case. So we rarely have any example. So Tanvi, most of the robots which are being used or which are being designed are actually still an example of narrow AI. Even the self-automation car, Tesla, okay, your drones, all of them are still the example of narrow AI. Sophia robot, or you're talking about Neo or Asimo, all of these robots, they are humanoid robots, but they are an example of narrow AI. Okay, so wide AI is still not into picture. We don't talk about so much wide AI, but yeah, the day is not far away when machines will be having wide AI. The only reason that right now we don't have any solid example of wide AI is because scientists and researchers want to get assured that if a machine is operating on wide AI, it should not create any threat to human life or human existence. Okay, now there are many use cases of AI. Here I have given some examples in different fields. So if you talk about sports, whenever you play a game versus computer, so what do you think? How it is being happening? So actually, when you play a game with a computer, that is actually a use case of AI. So the computer has been programmed to take certain inputs and then automatically operate. So that has been done with the help of data. In agricultural fields, we have many examples where nowadays we use smart agricultural methods, like farmers can easily guess that when they should give the water to the land, how much soil is fertile. Okay, so less human labor is required now in agricultural field also. So it is all possible because of AI. In different sectors, in Army, Navy, Air Force, we have many examples of drones being used for surveillance purpose. Vihan, narrow AI will not be a threat because they are designed for one specific task. For example, if Tesla is making an automatic car, then they are only making a car to run on the roads. That car will not start flying in the sky. Okay, so narrow AI will not be having any threat as far as they are designed for some specific task. Okay, robots come under narrow AI, as I told you, Ria and Pramod. We still don't have, I think, any robot which are example of wide AI. All are the example of advanced narrow AI. Okay, then in healthcare nowadays, you might have seen there are many robots which are doing operations, saving human life. Okay, reducing the chances of errors during operation, making it more accurate and precise. So these are some of the use cases of AI. Now let's talk about three terminologies comparison: artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. What is the difference between these three terminology? Because many times people get confused. So if you see this diagram here, the AI is the broader umbrella under which you have your machine learning and deep learning. So to achieve the state of artificial intelligence, you have to undergo and study machine learning, and to make it more accurate and precise, you will go with deep learning. So somebody, let's see what they're saying. So when I say broader umbrella, means it covers both of these technology, machine learning and deep learning. So it's like machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So they are interrelated to each other. So all of them together form model called AI and are subset of each other. So whenever if somebody asks you that what is AI, what is ML, what is DL, if they want a clarification, just tell them this particular image. That first we have AI, under AI we have ML, under ML we have DL. Okay. So DL is a subset of ML and ML is a subset of AI. That's a simple thing. Now, how machines learn, how machines understand that what to do. So let me take a simple example. If I ask all of you that tell me what is the shape of this image. So what will be your answer? You will say square. Why you will say square? Because you will check the sides first. All our sides equal. Then you will see whether it is closed or not. Then you will check whether the sides are perpendicular to each other or not. Okay, and then how many number of sides you have in this diagram. So what you are doing, you are checking the parameters, right? Similarly, machine also going to do. When you will give any image to machine, you will define that machine. You will teach that machine that if you are getting any image, first you check that how many sides that image have, or all sides equal, are they closed, are the sides perpendicular to each other, and then come with the conclusion saying that this is a square. So as in our childhood, our teachers, our parent, guardians, neighbor, elders, everyone has fed us this. Everyone taught us that this is how you recognize this is a square. Everybody taught us that A for apple, B for ball. Similarly, now we will be teaching machines to identify the data. And then based upon how you teach them, the machine will give you accurate output. And the machines give you more and more output based upon more and more data. The more data you have, machine will be able to understand more accurate, more precisely, and your output will be more perfect. That is why we are talking about the data. Okay, now we use Python programming language, one of the most easiest programming language for any non-IT or IT person to start in the field of machine learning to achieve artificial intelligence. So any student from non-IT background or any corporate working in any particular organization can easily learn Python. That is why most of the libraries, most of the algorithms, most of the models which are an application of AI are created using Python. So Python is a programming language. Just like you might have heard about other languages like C, C++, Java, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, C Sharp, NetBeans, and so on, number of them. So out of all of these, one of the most easiest human readable interpreter high level language, that is called Python. So when you use Python, we have certain libraries which we use. Yes, Python is a coding language. Using Python, you can code, you can create your own programs, and that is how you create your algorithms. That is how you teach your machines using Python. So for that, we use libraries. Okay, there are many libraries available. There, some of them are mentioned here like NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, Scikit-learn, and Matplotlib. NumPy stands for numerical Python. SciPy stands for scientific Python, all these scientific calculations. So NumPy library will contain everything to do your numerical mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, and all those things. SciPy will contain your advanced mathematical calculations like linear algebra, integration, statistics, and XYZ. Pandas is basically used for data visualization, data wrangling, playing with the data. So when you want to play with the data, you want to manipulate the data, you want to visualize the data, you want to change the format of data, then we use Pandas library. Then we have Scikit-learn, which is basically used for data analysis purpose. Data engineers, data analysis engineers, data mining engineers use this library, Scikit-learn. And then we have Matplotlib. So this is basically used to visualize your data into charts and graphs. So when you see the picture image in charts and graphs format, then it is easy for your mind to understand that. So for that we use Matplotlib. So we will talk about three libraries in a little bit detail. First one is NumPy. So as I told you, NumPy stands for numerical Python. It is a core library for doing scientific computations. It can also do linear algebra and number capabilities, etc. And it actually works under the concept of array. So array means group of values. So it is one of the most widely used for numerical calculations in Python when you are going to write any algorithms for machine learning to achieve artificial intelligence. Then we are going to talk about pandas. So pandas basically is used for data manipulation, data analysis, and data cleaning. You have any sort of data, either tabular data or unstructured data or structured data, metrics data, unlabeled data, any sort of data. If you want to use it for training your machine, so you can use library called pandas, and you have to use pandas. Okay, so pandas is basically used to play with the data. What are the operations you can do with pandas? So you can do slicing, you can slice the data, you can merge and join the data, you can do concatenation, that means joining two different data. You can change the headings, change the labels of your data, you can change the headers of your data, or you can change the format. Let's say if it is a .txt file, you can change it to .csv, .xml, .html, and so on. So everything revolves around the data in pandas. While in NumPy, it was all about the calculations. Talking about the last library, that is matplotlib. Sophia is an example of AI, narrow AI. It's not an example of wide AI, not at all, Manshri. Vihan, mobile app building course means you might have done HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Here we are talking about Python. So there is no relation. Python is very simple to learn. So you don't need to worry about that. It's very easy. Then you're talking about Matplotlib. So as I told you, Matplotlib is basically used for data visualization, because the human brains process information more fast when it sees charts, graphs, pictures, images. Okay, so using data visualization, you can identify the areas quickly which need more attention. You can clarify that which factors influence the customer behavior, what profit loss you have, how much sale you can predict in future as well with the basis of data. So we use this library Matplotlib for data visualization. So these were the libraries we use: Matplotlib, Pandas, NumPy. All of them are a part of Python. If we define these three terminologies, they all are subsets of each other. Machine learning is the broader umbrella which covers both of these. There are some use cases mentioned here, which we have discussed in field of sports, agriculture, defense sectors, or health sector. We discussed the example and definition of wide AI and narrow AI. So as of now, there is no solid example which I can give you for wide AI, because all the applications of AI are either narrow AI or advanced narrow AI. So we have discussed two types of this, and we saw that what is AI, why we are talking about this, because of data and the advancement of computers. So that was the agenda for this webinar, guys. If you have any doubt, now let me take your doubts one by one. So Pramod, Matplotlib is a library of Python which we use for data visualization. Okay, whenever you want to see your data in the form of charts and graphs, in that case, we use Matplotlib. Sanjeev, Scratch 2, again, I told you it's an editor. It has no relation with AI. You can write your Python code and editor anywhere. So Python is a programming language which can be used to develop an application. It can be used to develop algorithms. It can be used to develop games. It can be used to develop websites. There are many examples of using this. Yes, we definitely use Python for coding AI. So Tanush, to start learning Python, you can start, from the very basics, install Python interpreter and take the help of documentation from the official website, Authentic. And if you are interested, again, just like the other scenarios, for those who are interested for this training program, you want to create your own machine learning models, you want to create your own algorithms, learn Python, learn these libraries, pandas, matplotlib, then again you can register for the training. We have a training starting from second week of August, 12 to 14 hours, 1 hour in the evening daily, or 2 hours. If it is 1 hour, training will be for 14 days. If it is 2 hours, it will be for 7 days. Python itself is a language. Python does not have many languages. Python itself is a programming language. So Arya, Matplotlib, again, let me repeat, it is basically used for data visualization. Let's say you have an Excel format of file and you are not understanding anything in the Excel format. Then you can use Matplotlib library and that data will be shown to you in the form of graphs and charts. And in that case, you will understand it very easily. As of now, Harsh, we don't have any application which is running on Python in the mobile phones. That is one of the areas still to be explored by Python. Python is used to create web applications, but till now, not for mobile applications.
Why?
Varun, that I need to ask Amazon that what Alexa is programmed. I don't know. I need to ask, but possibly it will be either C or Java. So wide AI is where computers or machines respond to you even to any unfamiliar task for which they have not even been trained. Narrow AI is if you bring any unfamiliar task to that machine will not respond. It will say data not found or not compatible. But if that is an example of wide AI, then in that case, it will respond you even to an unfamiliar task.
Hello. 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 Hello, sir.
He's on mute.
Hello.
Please mute your mics.
Hello. Hello.
Can you please mute your mic?
Yes.
What?
Sir, maybe you have muted the mic.
So any other doubt, guys? Anyone? Yes, Sanjeev, 2.5 GB RAM is enough for this training program. So those who are interested, guys, please contact Manisha again, and you can register yourself for the training program. If you want to learn your own and create your own application, algorithms, use these libraries, then you can just contact Manisha, get registered, and then we will meet you in the training.
Sir,
Yes, Varun.
sir, in middle your voice was not able to hear. So can you repeat what
I did
you
not
said?
say anything. That's I was on mute intentionally.
Sir, what can you repeat what is machine learning?
So Ashutosh, you can please go with the recording later on. I have already repeated it 3-4 times. Lack of time will not be doing it again. In case if you want to explore the things in more detail, please do register for the training program. Okay. Just to give you an idea, let me tell you, machine learning is a subset of AI, which consists of many algorithms and libraries which we use to design the automation of the machine. Yes, Pramod. So fees is only 999.
Okay.
So let me
Sir,
put
per
this.
month
No, it's for the training program, 14 hours.
means 1 hour per day,
Yes.
like that.
For the no, it's for the entire training. Only one time payment, 999.
And how much the training will took? How much the training time will took?
So training will be for 14 hours, 1 hour or 2 hours daily. The timings will be discussed with the registered participants once we have registered. It will be mostly in the evening. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you name some example?
Price is 999.
Sir,
I repeat, price is 999. I'm putting in the chat box. 999 for the entire training program.
sir,
Yes.
I actually wanted to know what is your opinion about what things can be there in the future in wide AI.
As I told you, it is mostly being done with the research stations. So they are working on that. So possibly we will be having some, examples in future for wide AI. Okay.
Sir, the recording you will send in personal or any groupish created?
You will be getting it over the mail or in the group. Please contact Manisha for that. She will do the needful. Okay.
Sir, can you take the number?
Sir,
Please contact Manisha. That is the number for this training. Okay.
sir,
Okay, guys. So thank you so much, everyone, for giving your time. That's all for this webinar. See you guys in the training program. If you are
Okay.
interested, again, please, I
Thank you.
repeat, contact Manisha. Okay.
Sir, can
Bye-bye.
you take
Take
the
care.
number?
Please contact Manisha for the number
Thanks a
I
lot,
told
sir.
you in the slide.
Sir, by mistake I got disconnected for 5 minutes. Can you please repeat what you said?
Nothing new.
Thank
It
you,
was
sir.
all same. Nothing new. It was all same. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then. Thank you.